How can you burn body fat even while working a night shift? Well, I'm gonna tell you, if you work overnights or the swing shift or rotating shifts, the odds are already stacked up against you because working overnight goes against our natural biology. In fact, it tells our body to hold on to fat. So in this video, I'm gonna share the 4 things that I did that personally helped me to lose weight even while working the night shift. And I'm gonna list them in the order of importance that I think that was most impactful for me. So the first thing I did to help me to lose body fat while working nights was I optimized my sleep. Now I'm not talking about the generic advice that we always hear, you need 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Yeah, we know that, and I also agree with that. But I optimized my sleep before I went to sleep. Here are some of the things that I did. Think about how much blue light that we receive at work. The blue light from the TV, the blue light from our computers, the blue light from our cell phone. All that blue light signals to our brain, hey, it's still daytime outside. If our brain thinks it's still daytime outside, then we don't produce much melatonin. And if we don't have much melatonin, we cannot ease into sleep. So what I did is I bought some blue light blockers. You can find a plethora of these on Amazon. It doesn't matter, but what does matter is that it blocks blue light. So by wearing blue light blockers at work, I noticed that when I got off of work, I was able to ease into sleep that much easier. So make sure that you start wearing blue light blockers while you're at work. You don't want all that blue light coming into your brain or signaling to your brain, hey, it's daytime, so I might as well stay up. That's why you notice when you go to sleep and you wake up, you still don't feel energized. You still feel that fogginess, that grogginess, or whatever it is that comes with it. It's because your body never wanted you to sleep, even though you felt tired. So when I bought those blue light blockers, man, I tell you, I was able to ease into sleep. Now, another thing that really helped me to ease into sleep is, it may surprise you, was cutting off my caffeine at a set time. Now, caffeine, unbeknownst to many people, it stays in our system for about 10 to 12 hours. Meaning if you have a coffee at 12 noon, that coffee, that caffeine is still in your system till about 10 p.m. That's a long time. Think about how much us shift workers drink caffeine. The Monsters, the Celsius, the energy drinks. We have coffee running all night, and we drink the coffee all night up until the time we get off. And then we wonder why we might have issues falling asleep. Now, some may say, well, I can drink coffee. It doesn't have any impact on me. Even if it doesn't have any impact on you, it impacts the quality of the sleep that you're getting. So what I did was I limited my caffeine. I was one who would drink coffee over the night. But I said, you know what? I will have caffeine within the first hour of my shift. After that, I'm not going to have it anymore. And guess what? When I got home, I was able to ease into sleep that much better by cutting off my caffeine earlier in the shift. Now, what really helped me to put the cherry on top, the icing on top, was getting magnesium glycinate. Now, it's not needed, but it was a supplement. And if you look at that supplement, that relaxes your muscles. So if you can take some magnesium glycinate right before you go to sleep, you're gonna feel that much more relaxed. So that's the first thing I did, was I optimized my sleep. All right, the second thing I did was I focused on my nutrition. It's no surprise that nutrition is important. Think about all the junk food we have at our exposure when we're at shift or when we're at work. It is so much food from the vending machines. You got the junk food, you have the pizza, you have so much. And if we put junk food in, we're gonna get junk energy out. And we wonder why we don't feel energized, because those calories, it doesn't even do anything for us. So I focused on my nutrition. And here's what I mean. I didn't mean I ate 100% clean. When I did eat, because sometimes I would try not to eat over my shift, when I did eat, I would make sure that I focus on protein first. If you can focus your meals on protein, protein is going to make you feel satiated, which means you're going to feel fuller. And if you feel fuller, you're going to be less inclined to snack on that junk food, to go to the vending machine to get that honey bun that's calling your name. I focus on protein, and it kept me feeling fuller longer. And when I wanted to snack, I would just go for a healthy alternative, such as a protein bar, instead of going for the single pack of M&Ms that's 250 calories that does nothing for me. Don't ask me why I know the calorie count, but I knew you could tell I have a problem. But those are things that I did. Now, what really helped me too, I would try not to eat over my shift. Now, I know a lot of you can't do that. You have to eat, and that's cool. But one of the things that helped me was time restricted eating or intermittent fasting. So I would always try to make sure that on my shift, I wouldn't eat. And if I had to eat, it's going to be protein first, protein heavy, and a healthy alternative. But if I could, I would make sure that I fast over my shift. And when I get home, I'm gonna have my breakfast, I'm gonna go to sleep, wake up and have a protein shake before the gym. After the gym, I'm gonna have my dinner, and that's when I'm right back at work. So I would eat during the day and fast at night. And when you intermittent fast for about 14 to 16 hours, even a little bit longer, you literally tell your body, hey, I need energy. Your body says, well, I'm not receiving food for energy. I'm gonna tap into your stored body fat that's on your body and convert that and use it for energy. To me, it was a hack, a game changer. If you haven't tried fasting, you already fast every single day. You don't realize it. When you go to sleep, that's about 8 to 10 hours of a fast. Try extending it just a little bit more to see how you feel. You're gonna be surprised that you have energy and you always don't want food. When you think you're hungry, you could be really thirsty. Or it can just be a comfort thing. It could be an emotional thing. You ever heard of comfort eating or stress eating? Those are real things. So by focusing on protein first, by intermittent fasting, this literally just melts body fat off of you, because nutrition, the less calories in, right, the more body fat you're gonna burn within reason. We don't wanna tank our calories, but we wanna be strategic about it. The third thing I really did to help me to lose weight, burn body fat on a night shift, no surprise, I made sure I worked out. And lifting weights specifically, because when you lift weights, you tear your muscle fibers, you build them back bigger, you have bigger muscles, and when you have bigger muscles, you're able to burn more body fat. So if you want to tone, focus on getting more muscle on your frame. The more muscle you have, the more body fat, the more calories you're going to burn. So I will make sure that I worked out at least 3 to 4 times a week. And really, you don't have to be fancy with the workouts. You don't have to do workouts that you see on social media. You just have to make sure that it's challenging and that you're getting your body moving and also doing some cardio. So a split that I like to do is a push, pull legs, a upper, lower, full, back and bis, chest and tries, legs and abs. It doesn't matter. What truly matters is that you're really working out. You're pushing your body to the max. Because think about it. If you work the swing shift, if you work rotating shifts overnight, the odds are already stacked up against you. Your body is holding on to fat. Not because it wants to, it's just because it doesn't even know. It knows it's supposed to be sleep at night, but you're up at night. And then you go to sleep during the day. It's interesting when we look at something called the circadian rhythm. Our bodies are aligned with the circadian rhythm, and it releases certain hormones. Now, if you work at night, one of those hormones, you have an increase in ghrelin. And ghrelin, all that means is it just lets you know, hey, I think I'm a little bit more hungry. That's your hunger hormone. Cortisol, it also goes up. That's your stress hormone. Literally, the odds are stacked up against you. So if you know the odds are stacked up against you, why not work out? To me, working out should be like our daily hygiene. Just as we take a shower, just as we brush our teeth. If we know that working out, if we know that working nights is literally taking years off our body, is literally making us gain weight, is literally making us feel less energetic, why are we not working out? Why are we not putting ourselves in the best position to feel our best? Working out is an absolute must. Once I incorporated that, the body fat, it has no choice but to fall off. So I made sure that I worked out 3 to 4 times a week, and that helped me lose weight even while working nights. All right, the fourth and last thing that I did to really make sure that helped me to move forward in the right direction, lose weight while working nights, was just remove the friction. The less thinking you have to do, the more likely you're going to do it. So what that looked like for me, I would make sure I have my gym bag packed, right? Gym bag is packed. Got everything in this bad boy. My shoes, change of clothes, water bottle that's on the inside. And guess what? When I get off of work, if I want to work out or when I go right before I go to work, everything's already packed. I'm not wasting time to think about what gym clothes am I going to wear? What muscle group am I going to hit? I already know. Remove the friction out of your day. So when you wake up, you should not be thinking to yourself, I wonder what I'm going to work out today. I wonder what I'm going to wear today. What am I going to eat? All these things should already be planned. And if you have it planned, you're more likely to succeed. So once I removed the friction, everything just started compounding on top of each other. Hence, what you see, I love talking about compounding habits. It's just like compounding money in an investment account over time. When you look at the account, it's going to increase. You're going to be like, wow, I got a nice little bag in there. But in the moment, those little daily deposits or weekly deposit, it doesn't seem like much. But once you extend it out, then you have something that you can be proud of. It's the same way with consistency, stacking habits over time. So you remove the friction. Now you're just operating like a machine. You got your nutrition dialed in. You're focusing on protein. Your sleep is optimized. You're working out 3 to 4 times a week. All these things compound on top of each other. And guess what? It doesn't matter if you work night shift. Doesn't matter if you work day shift. Doesn't matter if you work 24-hour shifts. Your body is a fat burning machine because you put it in an environment to make sure that it burns fat. It has no option but to burn fat. So these are the things that help me. Hopefully, if you implement these, you will see some major changes, not just in how you look, but also in how you feel. So let me know, what is your biggest challenge while working nights? Until then, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.